Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
A weekly podcast and YouTube channel where we discuss all things Wrexham AFC from the point of view of long-term fans and new fans.
So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in.
Hello and welcome back to episode 138 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC. We have literally just finished watching the Mansfield.
And had dinner.
Yes.
I feel a bit rosy-cheeked.
Yeah, this has been a bit of a rush, hasn't it?
Yeah, because I've had to watch the game, cook, and then I've got quite hot, and then come in this little tiny studio to record, and I just feel a bit flushed.
Yeah, our home is very 21st century. I don't do any of the cooking.
Yeah, I know.
So on this week's show, we're going to talk about Tuesday's match against Leyton Orient, which was disappointing. But anyway, and obviously our encounter with Mansfield.
Encounter. I like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like that. I wasn't expecting you to say that, and it caught me off guard a little bit. And I was like, encounter, yeah, like it.
We have got some news, and we look ahead up to our Tuesday game against Peterborough, which is in the Vertu Trophy semi-finals.
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
We made this mistake last
We
week.
did.
Just to cut in on Shan, apologies, because last week, we're so used to when we're doing previews of games.
Tuesday, Saturday.
We're so used to Saturday at 3 p.m, Saturday 3 p.m, Tuesday 7:45, and we said the Mansfield game was on Saturday.
We got the date right.
We got the date right, just the
day.
Yeah, the notes were right. It just, when we read it out, brain just kicked into
Saturday.
autopilot.
I think it was me that said Saturday.
I don't know.
I apologise.
It doesn't matter who
anyway,
it was.
So our Vertu Trophy semi-final game against Peterborough is on Wednesday,
Yeah.
the 26th of February.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, I think kickoff's at 7:30.
Why don't we wait till we actually do that bit, and then instead of guessing all the facts about it?
And also on Saturday we have got another league game, and that is against Bolton at home. So we'll obviously talk a bit about that, and we've got the quiz as well.
Yeah, of course. We have a few comments from last week. We can't read them all out, of course, but we picked a few out. Jay from New York said, oh no, Walk of Fame would be a good idea. The focus should be on the town.
Would not be a good idea. You didn't read the word not then.
It would not be a good idea, sorry. The focus should be on the town, its history and the team, not famous people who stop in for one game.
When I said famous people, I meant just the idea of a Walk of Fame. I didn't necessarily, although I did say
that is exactly what you said.
But I'm open to suggestions. It was
yeah,
just an
and Jay
idea.
has given you one.
Well, there you go, Jay.
He's basically
Thank you,
said,
Jay.
take your idea, Sean,
and stick it up your bum.
Put that in the bin, and let's do this. Catalyst, players' names in the floor like a Hall of Fame would be a great touch. I do quite like that.
Like Mickey Thomas, Joey Jones,
Yeah.
Andy
So
Morrell.
Arvon and all of them, and I think that would be great. I do like that idea. It's similar to obviously Liam has done the mural in Eagles Meadow. Yeah. The mural in Eagles Meadow with past players on it. I do like that idea. Sort of Walk of Fame with ex-players in some way. Do like that. Your idea, awful.
Yeah,
but the core of the idea,
of it,
yes,
yeah.
The core of the idea, good, and I think that's what a lot of people are saying.
Another comment from Catalyst, tinfoil hats on, all the car crashes are targeted attacks by Wickham back office.
Yeah, completely agree. Joe Swift, hi, my favourite Wrexham fans.
Just for context, Joe Swift is a Birmingham fan.
He is, yes. For what it's worth, I think the signing of Sam Smith gets you an automatic promotion place. We will wait and see. Look, we will be reading out other comments and stuff like that, but if you do want to get in touch, there are lots of ways to get in touch with us. You can comment on this video. If you're listening to it as a podcast, there is a little button at the bottom of the description saying contact the show or something along them lines. You can hit that, send us a message, or all the usual places, Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, or email us at me, the wife, and WrexhamAFC@gmail.com. gmail.com. Before we go on, I wanted to do a little bit of a rebrand / logo update for everyone, because we banged on about it weeks and weeks and weeks ago. And we sort of said, oh, I think it's going to be the new year. And then we sort of said, oh, I think it's going to be February.
March on Saturday.
Yeah, no, it has. It's a little bit. So we have a designer who's been doing it. We have the logo. We do have the logo, but he's doing some additional work for us. So he's doing, the logo can't just go everywhere. So like YouTube banners and stuff like that. So he's sorting that. That's not nice and straightforward. We're obviously also redesigning the studio, and he's doing a lovely new backdrop for us as well. So it won't just be a flag on the wall like we've got now. It'll be a nice, proper...
Be a bit more professional.
A little
bit.
bit.
The fact that we've hired a graphic designer, I feel
I
quite...
know. It's, it feels like we've...
Do we give a shout out to Craig?
Not when he's done.
When you're done, yeah.
When he's done.
Well, you get a semi-shout out.
Yeah, because you just whispered his name to me. So people are going, oh, who is he?
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so we do have the logo. We are really excited to share it with everyone.
So good.
And, it's, we wanted to keep elements of this because this is us, but we wanted to make it new and fresh. And
I don't have blonde hair anymore.
No. So there's lots of changes in it, and we're really happy with it, and we can't wait to share it with everyone. So yeah. Another podcast bit of news.
Yes, we actually, it's quite slow.
Yeah.
But we appreciate what we would rather. We don't want to be one of these people that buy subscribers or things like that. There are people out there that do that, these big influencers and all that kind of stuff. They do, but it's just not organic for us. So we have been doing this now for 3 years.
2.5.
So it'll be 3 years in August.
2.5. I sounded so Wrexham then.
You did. So we're actually just past 1,500 subscribers. So for us, that is, to some subscribers, to YouTubers, that might be like a drop in the ocean. But to us, it's absolutely insane that 1,500 people, it's over that now, but 1,500 people, subscribe to our content. And we don't just get Wrexham fans messaging us.
That's really nice as well.
We get, like we said before, Joe Swift is a Birmingham fan, and he messages us regularly. We're friends with Barry, who is a Wigan fan. He's also got a podcast. And Jay, he's also a Birmingham fan. So, and there's just... It's just opened so many doors for us.
It's great. It really is, and we're really grateful.
And we wouldn't be where we are here. I know it's so cliche and so like, I'm going to throw up. But literally, we would not be, sitting here if we didn't have people watching and listening to us every single week. So
we probably would, actually.
Well, yeah, we probably would, because we're such losers. But... Yeah, so thank you so much for each and every one of you for subscribing. If you listen to us on the podcast, just listen to us, not rather than watch us on YouTube, then if you could, and you're not already subscribed, if you just head over to YouTube and just give us a little subscribe, it does help us. And you could see our little faces.
Little. I don't know, mine's that little, but yours is little, but mine isn't that little, my face, I think.
Moon face.
Right, let's move on. Wow.
I'm joking.
Insult straight in.
Anyway.
So another one of ours headed over to Burton.
3 now.
Last week, so Anthony Ford signed, was obviously a free agent. He cancelled his contract by mutual consent with the club. And he signed for Burton. So good luck to you.
He was on the bench on Saturday.
He was. And good luck, because, good player. Couldn't really ever see him sort of getting back into the starting lineup again. He has played in a few Vertu Trophy games, but I think that was where he was sort of at, and I think he wanted more for first team football, like pretty much every professional footballer does. So I don't blame him, all the best. Good luck, I think.
We would just like to congratulate Wrexham women for beating Swansea 5-0. To make it to the Bute Energy Welsh Cup semi-final. So a massive well done. I mean, that wasn't. I bet that's no mean feat. Swansea are a good side.
Yeah, they are, and it bodes well for playing them again in the near future. So yeah, fingers crossed for that.
Well
one.
done, girlies.
Right, it's something that I got really excited about this week.
Not so much.
No,
And
last week, sorry.
and our lad Alfie.
Yeah, our
as
son
well.
did as well. So I do play EA FC 25.
Because Ryan forgets that he's 43.
I don't think
I'm
it's
joking. I
It's
know.
not a kid's game, is
No,
it? You know, and
I know.
I'm pretty good, you know. So, and
He was a defender, don't you know?
shut up. Paul Mullin got a special card last week. Grassroot Greats, 90 rated. I was really excited. Got it straight away. I was put him straight in my team. I've got Barney at right back as well. So that was it was all great guns. Played with him a few times. He's amazing. It seems weird, doesn't it? Because they must plan these ages in advance.
Probably before they even release it.
What?
Probably before they release
The game,
the
right?
game.
Sorry, I thought you meant the card. Well, obviously, yeah. There's got to be some preparation goes into. Yeah, no, yeah. You're probably right because it's strange, isn't it, that his card has come out, but he hasn't really played this season. So, but he is. It's great, and I just wanted to little shout out about it because I was really
Weirdly, at the Mansfield game on Sunday, they were actually singing. I've not heard. I said to you, oh, we've not heard that for a while. They were actually singing the Paul Mullin song, which was really nice to see. Or hear, should I say, not see, because we weren't there. But so that was nice. So
it was. I think he was warming up, wasn't he, in front of the Wrexham fans? So
didn't come on though.
No, he didn't. No.
Anyway, we would just like it was
Saturday.
what?
Saturday.
I know.
Oh, you looked like you were struggling to remember
No,
when
I just
it was.
forgot how I was going to put it into a sentence.
Oh, right, okay.
So on Saturday, just gone, it was Luke Young's birthday, and you've put 259 appearances. So I'm assuming I don't even know what that means. I'm assuming it's because he's made 259 appearances in his professional.
Wrexham. He played 259 times for Wrexham. That's why I put it in there.
God, because I can remember doing a post about his 200th.
Yeah, he did 59 after that.
And did he?
Yeah.
Oh, well then. So happy birthday from us, Luke. I know it was the other day, but you know.
Yeah, definitely. Look, if you do want to support the show, you can do by buying us a coffee. And you can do that by visiting buymeacoffee.com/me the wife. Couple of shout outs for people who supported the show this week. We had Gerard Lederer.
What name?
He's the guy. He's the Eagles fan.
Yeah.
He wanted me to play Fly Eagles Fly, which I didn't on the show. But yeah, thank you very much to you for supporting the show.
It was aimed at me, the coffee. He did actually specifically say, this is for Sean, not for that guy.
That Giants fan.
That Giants fan.
Yeah,
so thank you, Gerard.
Yeah. Linda Pollies as well, who also supported the show this week. Thank you very much to you. All of your support is massively appreciated.
It is massively appreciated.
We do appreciate you all. Very quick Fantasy EFL update because for another week nothing has changed. So Ben Parker is still out in front. C. Williams in second. Ian Dougal in third. I've broken to the top 10 now.
I know, I did see your messages between yourself and Christian.
Yeah, I'm back on the charge.
Maybe that is Christian and he's just using a fake surname.
Yeah, maybe. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
He goes, ha, it was me all along. That's why no one's telling us who it is. But yeah, I'm back in the top 10. I've had a few good weeks. I'm having a pretty decent week this week. It is literally now, I'm 10th in our league. Me and Christian are in another league as well, together. He's first, I'm second. But in our league, I'm 10th, he's 9th. So we're close. He's had a good week this week. So yeah. I suppose we better talk about Leyton Orient, really, haven't we?
Yeah.
Start with the positives. Come on, let's start with the positives. They
were all there.
Yeah. It was Max's 100th league game for the club.
It was.
I think I had a little look. He's appeared 131 times in total. So that is like cup games and all that sort of stuff as well. Only 22. So,
amazing.
You know, hopefully hundreds and hundreds more appearances, league appearances for us. Hopefully he doesn't get his head turned by maybe a bigger club. Is there a bigger club out there? Maybe not. But a bigger club, you know, maybe playing, you know, sort of like at a higher level. Hopefully he doesn't get his head turned by that.
I think he's quite grounded, Max.
He seems it, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's, you know, because he's like been with us for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But also as well, at the Leyton Orient game, when McLean went off, he was given the captain's armband, wasn't he?
He was, which is...
I thought that was a lovely touch, that was.
I've always said he is definitely a future captain.
Yeah.
Bit more shouting, bit more vocal, bit more communication in the back there. And you know, that'll come over the next sort of 3, 4, 5 years, and definite future captain for us. I'm not sure he's ever going to catch Arfon Griffiths. Arfon Griffiths got 721 appearances for Wrexham.
Wow.
So I'm not. Is it possible? I'm not even sure it is possible for someone to play that many games for one club anymore. I mean,
why?
Well, how many did you play in a season? 50, I suppose. So 10 years is 500. Oh yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. Quick maths, yeah, definitely. You could do it, but you'd have to pretty much stay fit all the time, play all the league games, all the cup games,
be
out for any extended period of time, and, you know, starts chipping away at that, and it's 721's mega. You know, so yeah, hopefully one day we'll be sitting here doing this podcast going, Max has broken Arfon Griffiths' appearance record. Who knows?
Who knows? So it was an unchanged lineup from the Northampton game. Obviously, we beat Northampton, so as Parky loves to do.
Why not though?
Yeah, no, I get it.
We played well at Northampton. Look, I have issues with people who may be in the starting. You know, I've been quite vocal about Matty James from time to time, and I'm not sure it completely works playing him and Dobbo together, but if you put in a performance that is pretty good, you're solid at the back, you win a game 2-0, why not go into the next game unchanged? You know, what's the point in changing it? I don't really see, you know, a point. So I was quite happy that, you know, while you're on a roll, don't just change things for change's sake, whatever. But don't, you know, I don't see the point. It's worked in a game. Move on, do it again.
But if it doesn't work the second time, don't do it again.
Which, in all fairness, Parky hasn't done that this time.
Yes.
I'm not going to go back. We're not going to look back at all the old stuff. This time,
yes,
he did it on Tuesday. It didn't work. We went to Mansfield. He changed it.
But we'll talk about that.
We will do, but that is what I think that's all Wrexham fans want. We want him to be adaptable. To not just go, right, I'm just going to keep banging my head against this wall because I know this has worked in the past. Do you know what I mean? So you just want him to go, right, okay, it hasn't worked, let's change it a little bit. And, you know, and in all fairness to him, he has done that. So what did you make of the game on Tuesday?
It was very hard to watch.
Yeah.
It was very hard to watch. We were obviously there because it was at home.
Yeah.
And I think with all the success that we've had over the, you know, seasons and even this season, it felt like we kind of took a step back. And the fact, what I think it annoyed me, and there were a lot of other Wrexham fans being quite vocal about, you know, when they were shooting backwards. You did say to me, what did you say to me? We
do these little teachable moments, don't we?
Yeah,
when it comes to football.
Passing back.
Passing.
So yes, they don't shoot back, they pass back and they shoot towards the goal. Anyway.
No, but that's good. It's good that you remember.
Well, I didn't remember.
You didn't remember because you did it. But you remembered after. But
so they were doing a lot of passing back. Yeah. And it was sometimes it was like unrequired, and it was a bit like it was just excruciating. It was like, oh my god, please just. And every time the ball was passed back, everyone was going, "Oh no!" And it was just,
I think there was boos.
There was boos.
There was boos when they were passing it backwards as
I
well.
don't agree with boos. I would never ever boo a player. Ever.
I agree with you though. It was frustrating.
It was.
And I think
he just sank into your chair like further and further. You can tell when Ryan's annoyed at a game because he just sits there and his arms are like, he's not happy.
No, I mean, it was, I think Matty James does get a lot of, he does get a lot of...
stick.
He does for his quite negative play at times. I am one of them, and I will hold my hands up. I do feel Matty...
Shame on you, Ryan.
No, I do feel Matty James is too negative at times. And... Pep Guardiola's brought this thing into English football, right? And where it is all about possession, and you look in front of you, you can't see anything, you go back, you reset, and you recycle it out, and then you go again. There's nothing there. You turn, it goes back, you recycle it, you go again. And do you know what? I get that because you're holding onto the ball, you're frustrating the other team, and I understand the premise behind doing it. Like I said, Man City started doing this, and everybody does it now. And sometimes I feel it's to the detriment of the game, especially later on in games if you're chasing the game, to see your team go, okay, there's 5 minutes left, we're losing. Let's recycle it back. Let's go back to the defence and go back to the goalkeeper. And it's like, just that, in the olden days of football, which it is now, to us, 80s, 90s, a team was losing in the last 5 minutes by a goal. They were getting the ball in the halfway line and they were throwing that, not throwing physically, they were putting balls into the box and they were hoping for knockdowns and something. It just doesn't happen like that anymore. And for me, it's because I'm old and I remember how football used to be played before we had all of this sort of, new style of play. I remember that, and for me, it was always a little bit more exciting, and it was like the trepidation of a big ball going into the box. You've got pretty much, you've got 18, 19 players in the box, and they're all competing for a big long ball in the last couple of minutes of a game. And that's probably where my love of last minute goals and all that sort of stuff, because you always used to have all that sort of stuff late on in games. And it can be, I agree with you, really frustrating to watch at times.
Yes.
We did a full-time live at the end of the game, and I said something in the heat of the moment that I thought I might change my mind, but I still stand by it now. And I said, for me, Matty James has got to go. I really like how comfortable he is on the ball. And, and so he does break up play, but I think he's too slow. And I also think he's too negative when it comes to it. Look, he's not the only one. There's a few times, everyone loves Ollie, Rathbone. And so people are a bit wary of saying things about players that they really love. Ollie can be one of the worst for going backwards. I noticed it a few times in the Mansfield game. He gets the ball in the middle. He has clear pitch in front of him to start driving forward. And I'm not having a go at him at all, because he is one of the players who does drive us forward. But I just think he definitely could be doing it more, because, there was one time today, he got the ball in the middle and he was sort of facing across the pitch. You tired?
Sorry, it's
across the pitch, and left was towards their goal, right was back to Arthur. He got it. It was clear pitch to his left, and he just decided to go back with it. And I think sometimes it bleeds into everyone of going, I think the sign of a really good team is knowing when you do have to recycle a ball back. And we're recycling it back into the defence when we don't need to be. When there's opportunities to be going forward, we should be taking that. and driving forward instead of the mentality of, I'm not sure what to do.
I'll go back.
I know what I'll do. I'll go back.
I'll pass back, yeah.
And another thing that really I said to you on Tuesday was we have to do something about having a throw-in in the final third, and within 10 seconds, it's back with Arthur, and the other team haven't touched it. That's ludicrous. That is ludicrous to be in an attacking position. All right, it's only a throw-in, but in the attacking third of the field, for it to within 10 seconds be back at your goalkeeper, and not because of really anything that they've done, just because of that mentality of constantly feeding it back. They put a little bit of pressure, and all of a sudden you're having to turn and play it back to Arthur. It's just so frustrating that that happens all of the time. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on Tuesday. I felt we looked comfortable for half an hour.
And then it all went to pot.
It did.
Yes, it did.
But it did, 100%. Lolly put us 1-0 up.
Which was great.
15 minutes.
Lovely.
Great at the back post. Not known for being a goal-scoring midfielder, but he's on a very rich vein of form at the moment. And he's just picking up man of the matches for fun at the moment, I think, isn't he?
He was actually on SofaScore. He was player of the match at Mansfield.
I don't know. I
don't know how SofaScore works, but anyway, yeah.
I think just give it to him every week. And,
yeah. Well, Mark and obviously we're kind of going ahead.
Yeah, we are in a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll talk about all that in a minute.
But yeah, they scored on half an hour, and I just felt like we crumbled. And it was lack of urgency maybe at times. Bearing in mind, the last 10 minutes of the game, we had an extra man.
Yeah,
because they had a man sent off.
Wouldn't think it.
And it just didn't look like it.
No.
It just felt like it was quite 50-50. For half of that last 10 minutes, it looked 50-50. I think after they scored, they just got stronger and stronger and stronger.
It spurred them on, didn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And I was sort of thinking half-time, reset, go again. And they scored within 5 minutes. And again, we just sort of looked like we crumbled. One thing that I did notice is there was a few people put in, but the passion that they showed,
I don't think they did, really.
I'm not sure they did either.
No.
I felt like I completely disagreed with everyone who was saying, look, they showed heart and they showed passion. I'm not sure they did on Tuesday night.
No.
There was a Leyton Orient fan who commented on our live and said, for the first few minutes of the video, you sounded a little bit spoiled.
We are.
We are.
100% we are.
We are. But I think you've still got to call it as it is. If it's a good performance, you've got to say. If the opponents play well, you've got to say. I'm not sure Leyton Orient were fantastic, but I just felt we played into their hands a little bit too much. And the whole Matty James scenario where they had runners off him in behind, exact thing that Stevenage did to us, they did to us as well.
You did say.
It was for me. That every team that's going to come to the racecourse from now on is going to go, right, how do we analyse this? Well, let's look at the two teams who beat them. And the two teams who beat us pretty much did the same thing. They sat on Matty James's shoulder. They ran in behind him. He wasn't quick enough to catch them when they played the balls. So that to me is so dangerous. If you're going to continue to play Matty, that's so dangerous every time we play at home now.
Yeah.
The long balls were a little bit infuriating.
Always.
Always.
Well, no, not always. I mean, sometimes they are necessary, but we seem to do them more than necessary for just, yeah, I think the ball is better at their feet rather than just lobbing it in the air.
But whose fault is that? Is that the players or is that the tactics?
It could, yeah.
I think you're looking more at tactics there. I think we've got the players to be a very good ball at our feet, touch, go, move, attacking team. But I just wonder what the direction that they're being given is. And if it's long balls all the time, I do worry that we are wasting the talents of some of the players that perhaps we have.
Yeah.
Not having to go at Parky at all, because I don't know in this scenario. I'm not sat in the dressing room. I don't know what he might be telling them to do one thing, and they're just playing these long balls. It felt like we were a kid with a new toy. You know, like a little kid when he gets a new toy, or when they get a new toy, and they play with it and it does something, and then they go, and they've got that face of, oh wow. You
and
know,
just keep doing it
and then
doing
they
it
yeah,
and doing
again
it
and again.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. We played the long ball over the top against Northampton. It worked. Our eyes lit up, and we went, right, Leyton Orient, let's go again and again and again. And their centre backs were massive.
They were.
They were huge.
They're quite. Do you know what? To be fair, quite a lot of our teams that we've played recently, they do have very tall players.
Yeah, and it just felt like we were banging our head against the brick wall for most of the game.
Yeah.
Let's try and get Sam in behind. And yeah, I don't know. I think for me, it's all about the service into the front two. And, you know, and you've got to make sure you're getting that service in. You know, you see it all of the time. I know we're not a podcast to talk about football in general, but Everton's a prime example, right? They've got, you may know, you may not, they've got a striker called Beto. Okay, and
I do, because that's all you and Alfie have been talking about this weekend.
He under Sean Dyche, he wasn't performing. There was no service into him. He'd scored 4 goals in 44 games.
Yeah.
Okay. New manager comes in. David Moyes comes in, changes the way they play a little bit. Better service into the front. He scored 5 in the last 4. So it's not, I don't think it's always the players. It's how you are feeding into the front two, and it's just not working for us.
So what you saying that maybe we need a new manager?
Oh God, no! Whoa! Let's rewind that. I am not saying that at all. Don't say that. Don't put that on camera. No, I am not.
No, we love you, Parky.
We do. We have to remember what he has done for us.
And remember that Parky's the manager and has experience of being a manager.
Yes.
And we are literally just minions watching the football game, trying to be managers.
But, just to go back on the point a little bit, we have talked about players having a ceiling. Yeah, you know, and there's only so far certain players are going to be able to go, and they're not going to be able to adapt and move forward as we go up the leagues. That could be said for managers as well. So, you know, as well as Parky's done amazingly, he might have a ceiling to what he can.
What's the furthest he's ever managed?
Championship.
Well, there you go then.
Yeah. Didn't do very well in the Championship, I've got to be honest. So,
well, you know, fact that
I am not. I've just got to clarify this to everyone. I am not saying.
I was joking.
I am not saying that.
He's never ever mentioned that we need to get rid of Parky. Although a lot of people do.
Yeah.
But we're obviously not one of those.
There are lots of comments online that he's a dinosaur and his tactics are out of date, and you know, and he's not going to get us.
Those tactics and dinosaurisms got us through league, got us promoted from the National League, promoted from League 2, and potentially got us promoted.
And have got us 3rd in League 1.
So,
exactly.
I mean, you know.
That is the best word you've ever said, by the way.
Dinosaurism.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the name of the podcast.
Yeah, there we go. Sorted. Yes, and I completely agree with you.
Yeah,
I do. You know, and
I think
sometimes
people have got very short memories.
They do,
yeah.
And he is a percentages man. Parky's a percentages man, and do you know what? This long ball stuff and the way that we play, guess what? It works 80% of the time. And you don't see the moaners then, do you?
But no, it's like, we love Parky.
The 20% of the time that it doesn't work, that's when everyone comes out and go, the tactics don't work. Well, they do work. They just haven't worked today.
We're 3rd in League 1.
Yeah.
If anybody had ever said to us before we started to kick, the first kick of the ball of League 1 had said, look, on February the 23rd, you are going to be third with 61 points. I think we're on.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, we are, because they're on 60, Wickham are on 64. Then, everyone will be going, shut your mouth.
I know.
That is just never going to happen. We're going to be mid-table at best.
Yeah.
But we're 3rd, and it's amazing. So,
we just got, like you say, he has brought us so far, and we've done so well. And that deserves, sometimes I think...
Loyalty.
It deserves a little bit of loyalty.
Of course it does.
Football's a business. You don't get a lot of loyalty in this game. But there's nothing to moan about at the moment. There are bad performances. Look, did he get the tactics wrong on Tuesday? Yes.
That happens, though.
That is going to happen.
Even people like Pep and...
Yes, of course they do.
I can't think of any other managers.
Arne Slot?
I don't like saying that name.
Okay, all right.
But him, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's not Liverpool. Is he Liverpool?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And who's Man United?
Ruben Amorim.
That's not who was recent. He's changed. Who was...
Yeah, he has changed, yeah.
Oh, anyway.
Not recently. He has been there for a bit, like.
Oh.
Yeah. Shans doesn't really keep up to date with anything outside of Wrexham, do
I
you?
watch it, but no.
No.
So managers, even at the highest level, make mistakes.
Yeah.
So...
And he did make a mistake Tuesday, and I'm not going to try and dress that up. He got the tactics wrong on Tuesday.
And he will
And he will make mistakes again.
Yeah.
But you know,
I mean, who out in this world doesn't make mistakes?
I know. Yeah, look, and the other thing, it's not the end of the world. Tuesday wasn't the end of the world because we are third, and we lost to the team who were in sixth.
So it's not as if them winning had any detrimental effect on our points or position or anything like that.
No, but I think. The times when you feel it's the end of the world is like when we dropped points against Cambridge. We were at home against Cambridge and we were second best for most of the game, and they got a point off us, and that sort of feels like the end of the world. Third losing to sixth. That's not the end of the world. You've just got to dust yourself off and move on. They're on a great run. Richie Wellens set them up really well, and Parky just got out-tacticked, really, by Richie Wellens, and it's just the way it is sometimes.
I think it's important to say, yes, we were beaten, but I think it's important to say, give the opposing team their dues, and it's like they weren't the most amazing team that we played against.
But they did their homework.
Exactly, and so you've got to give them their dues for that. So yeah.
Let's move on to the weekend anyway. So obviously we played on Sunday, which less said about that the better. But a roundup of the weekend, which happened before we played on Sunday. So everyone who played on Saturday in the top six failed to win, which that doesn't happen very often. And I did sort of feel that was a bad omen going into Sunday, because you go, well, there's just one to complete the set of no one in the top six winning, isn't it, really? So Birmingham drew away at Reading, Wycombe drew 0-0 with Wigan, Stockport lost 2-0 away to Cambridge, Huddersfield lost 1-0 at home to Peterborough. It's such an odd team, Huddersfield. I don't get them. Leyton Orient lost 2-1 away at Bolton. But yeah, apart from the ones who drew losing, it couldn't have really been any better for us, really, could it? So yeah, Sunday, Mansfield away. I don't like Sundays. I don't like games being on a Sunday. And look, I pray that one day we will make our way all the way to the Premier League, and I do understand that if you do end up with games on a Sunday in the Premier League, if we're in the Premier League, I'll take my opinion back and I'll just take it on the chin, and I'm more than happy to play a game on a Sunday. At the moment, I don't like Sunday games. I don't like late kickoffs on a Saturday. I don't like Sunday games.
What was the reason for it being moved?
TV. TV.
Damn you, Sky.
Yeah, I know. So, I don't like it, but it just is what it is. Don't like it. Arthur was back.
Yes, well, I was in a bit of a dilemma.
Yeah.
Because every week I say we do our lineup predictions, but sometimes Ryan forgets. But I do mine religiously.
A lot of the time, I forget. Yeah.
So what were we doing? We went somewhere. Oh, we went to play football on Saturday, didn't we, with Alfie?
Did, yeah. Not just me and Sean, with our son.
We went, yeah. And we were talking, and we were like, do you know what? I just don't know who to put in goal on Sunday. Because I had a feeling that Okonkwo was coming back, so I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to put Okonkwo in, and he was back.
Lo and behold. Look, Matty James was benched. I think it's what... Look, I'm not... Yeah. I feel like it's sort of coming across that I've got some sort of vendetta against him. I really don't. I really like him as a player. I just...
But you much prefer Dobson on his own.
I do, because I think I just think you've got too many defensive-minded players in that midfield.
Like too many cooks.
You're already playing 3 centre-backs. To then in front of them have 2 defensive midfielders or defensively-minded midfielders just feels like overkill. And it sort of feels like the reason why perhaps we don't always have that same attacking, driving impetus that we should. When if you were to take a Matty James out and put someone like Cannon, who is more forward thinking, that's where you start to push forward a little bit more. Perhaps. But I am not a manager.
You're not.
But on the face of it, that's how I look at it. No McLean.
No, he was at home watching the lads on the telly.
Bit of a hip injury, I understand.
I feel for him.
Yeah. But Seb came in. We weren't really sure. So Barney was on the bench.
He was.
McLean wasn't there. So both our wing-backs were out. Longman and Seb Revon were coming in. But we didn't know what side they were going to play. Longman is more... he's right-footed, but he more naturally plays on the left.
Yes.
Seb can play either. So we didn't really know where they were. Until the game started, we didn't know where they were going to be. But as it turned out, Seb played on the left and Longman played on the right instead of Barney. I wasn't sure how I felt. I didn't feel Barney had a great game on Tuesday. But when I sort of sat and sort of thought back, and he did seem to have a lot of the ball against Leyton Orient, but it sort of felt like the lad he was up against sussed him quite early. And Barney didn't really know how to combat that, so I can understand sort of switching it out. No Brunt.
No.
Tom O'Connor, not sure about that. But I imagine the Mansfield fans sort of sunk in their seat a little bit when they knew they couldn't give abuse to McLean because he wasn't going to be there. And Lewis Brunt, who obviously played for them last season, they knew that they couldn't give him any abuse either.
Maybe that's why.
They thought it might be because he is only a young lad, and they thought, let's not throw him in the bear pit.
McLean doesn't give 2 hoots. He's like, bring it on.
Yeah. So I think they probably sank in their seats a little bit and thought, how are we going to abuse now?
Alternatively, we thought, maybe that is the reason. But we also thought, obviously, McLean's got a hip issue, so, he's out for that reason. But we thought that maybe he was benching a few of the other, first-team players, or the usual starting 11 players because of our game on Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. So sorry. Wednesday.
I'm on the ball.
I'm going to that game as well.
I know, I'm on the ball because we made that mistake last week.
Wednesday, the 26th of February.
I'm on. Switched on.
Yeah, so I think that maybe that they're keeping them, on the bench to kind of, because I know that people are like, Vertu Trophy.
Semi-final now.
I was one of those people, but I've actually loved kind of watching all the games, and I've been to a few of them. So I'm excited. I can't wait for Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah. Anyway, so how do you feel? Obviously, we went up. Sorry, we didn't go 1 up. What happened?
Yeah, we did. You're right.
Yeah, we did.
Don't second guess yourself. You're right.
I can't remember when was the time. Was it about?
Just under 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Yeah.
It was a bizarrest of own goals.
It was hilarious.
I mean, the ball came in. He didn't really have anyone around him. It's so odd.
It was like he was purposely aiming for his own goal.
Yeah, because I think Longman was coming behind him, but he was far enough away. He could have literally just let it run. And if he just had a quick look, seen where Longman was, he could have just let the ball run.
I'm not even sure what he was trying to do because his foot was in a weird position. It did look like he was trying to, I don't know whether he was trying to flick it back or what, but he just... He just kicked it in the goal.
It was right in the middle of the goal as well. Yeah. It was bizarre.
It didn't even trickle over the line. It banged in the back of the net.
Question for so 1-0 up. Happy days.
Yes.
How do you feel when we go 1-0 up really early in a game?
I'm. I know that you're a fan of like late goals. I'm not a fan of early goals either.
No.
Because because we've been caught out so many times, and we've conceded like I don't know, half an hour later or 20 minutes later or whatever, and then we kind of just go down on a sloping trajectory.
Yes.
And it's like, ugh. So you kind of think, oh, it's amazing, we're 1-0 up, but then you think, oh, we've got to hold on to this for however long until we get another goal or the game ends.
Yeah, but I think you said a very key thing there. It's we hold on, because that's sometimes how it feels, isn't it? That we're holding on to the lead instead of going, right, let's go and get another.
Yes.
Let's go and get another and another and another. It just feels like you sort of, they sink back. The whole formation drops a yard further back, and then all of a sudden we're even more defensive with our 3 centre-backs and our 2 defensive midfielders who are also taking a yard back, and you're going, we might as well all be standing on the edge of our box, because that's how it feels sometimes. It's great scoring early.
It is.
And but I'm with you.
Yeah.
You sort of, the first thing I think of is going, long way to go here. And
it just takes me back to Birmingham.
I tell you what it takes me back to, Rotherham. Rotherham, we scored after 20 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
And then we went, everyone looked around going, this is a long way to go here. And we literally held on to that lead for over 90 minutes.
It's
and
stressful.
We won. But yeah, I get what you're saying about Birmingham.
Yeah.
You know, we went 1-0
That
up.
was quite early on as well.
That was early. It was definitely in the first 5 minutes.
So yeah, not a fan of early goals.
And we couldn't, no.
I like them because obviously we're in the lead and we've got the 3 points at that moment.
Yeah.
But it's whether we can hold on to it and or score again and all that jazz.
Our mentality seems to change though. Because we seem to come out of the gate really quick and we're really positive and we're pushing forward and we score and then we go sit back.
Oh, let's just sit back for 45 minutes.
Yeah, sit back and
Maybe that's what Parky tells them to do.
Well, yeah, maybe.
No, I doubt it. Very much doubt it.
Obviously, Lolly at the post from a cross, which we thought, this is going in. Jay Rodriguez had the perfect opportunity to score his first goal, and it got pulled back to him by Sam Smith. Great chasing down by him. Keeper was in no man's land. Sam pulled it back to Jay. He just had to put his laces through it, and he managed to hit it at the man on the line. And I was like, oh, you could have put it anywhere. And I sort of felt like that was going to be costly. And I think it was. Yeah, maybe 5 minutes later, whatever. Yeah. They went up the other end. The guy who'd scored the own goal managed to score in the right end.
He'd reclaimed his pride.
Yeah, completely redeemed himself.
That's the word I was looking for. Redeemed himself, not reclaimed his pride.
And you sort of felt like I knew they were going. I'd saying in my head, that's gonna cost us. That is, and it did. What do you think? Going back to Jay Rodriguez, what have you? I'm not sure you're his biggest fan, are you?
I don't know.
No.
I am undecided yet. Okay. You know, he's had all this hype around him. Like he's played so many games in the Premier League. He's got so many caps for England.
One. No, there's no hype around how many caps
all right, he's got hype around him for playing so many games in the Premier League. But it's like, I don't know. I just, again, maybe it's the service he's getting. And
Possibly.
He's not able to shine.
Yeah.
Maybe it's nerves because he feels like there is hype around him, and you know he's got to live up to this big thing. I'm undecided. I
know what you mean. I think going back to Tuesday against Leyton Orient, I'm not sure he looked interested on Tuesday, and I don't like saying that about a player, but he just didn't seem like. You just felt like he needed to wind him up because he just didn't seem up for it on Tuesday. And again, he wasn't the only one, I don't think. But I'm with you. I'm a little bit. I did like him early on, and I felt like he was going to make Sam a better player. You know, with his little touches, little runs, and Sam would play off him really well. And I haven't really seen it yet. And maybe just a bit more time, a little bit more time.
Yeah, maybe.
Look, we lost Andy before half time. Looked a bad one as well, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Andy's quite, I think about 10 minutes before, maybe less than that, he sort of went down.
Yeah.
And he got back up again. So, but this time you could see the pain in his face. They brought on the medics. He had gas and air. And, as someone who's had a baby, when you have gas and air, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I just think if it is a serious, it might have just been he might have just been shocked, and that's obviously what was making him want the gas now. But
didn't look like that.
no, I mean, obviously the thing happened that made him go down. But obviously, because of the way it is, they won't show a rerun of it, so we can't be exactly sure what happened. We haven't had a chance to listen to any of the interviews after the game yet, so we don't know what's what. For all we know, he could still be in the hospital, because you know what A&E times are like. Don't know what they're like in Mansfield.
Usually, if they don't show a replay,
it's bad.
It's bad. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait.
We'll obviously update you as and when we hear any more.
So I was quite excited because Andy was on, and I felt he was a progressive player, and
he did well up until that point.
Yeah, he did, and I thought, Matty's on the bench, all good, and then this happens, Matty's back on again.
I was like, oh God, who's going to replace Andy?
I was like, it's Matty.
It's Matty.
We had 3 strikers on the bench, which was baffling as well a little bit. Well, it's nice if you need to chase a game, I suppose. I was impressed with Seb.
Oh my God, I am.
Thought it was great.
Can I just read a comment actually?
Yeah.
On our Twitter, we have put basically. I said, "What did everyone think of the performance?"
Yeah.
And this guy's actually said, "It's Top Cat. Not a great performance. Rodrigo and Smith were ineffective, but Rayvan, I could never say his name. I thought he's had his best game for us." So
yeah, I completely agree. Everything good came down the left, and I thought he was really good. Not just going forward. Defending as well, I thought he played really well. Look, it was 1-1 half time, probably about right, quite equal. But I did like how we seemed a bit more up for it and a bit more progressive. Max at the bar, 5 minutes in, and I thought, oh God, this is going to be one of these days. We'd hit the post, we'd hit the bar. But then 5 minutes later, he made no mistake. An absolute rocket.
That's 8 goals for him now.
It's mental, isn't it?
8 goals, and he's not even a striker.
I know.
Get him as a striker.
Yeah. It was such a good hit, though.
It was.
It came to him, and you see a defender running onto that, especially a centre-back, and you go, God, where's this going to end up? And he rifled it. It was perfect. Absolutely perfect. It was a great goal.
Yeah, it was.
Barney and Fletch came on. I don't think Longman was amazing. He did all right, but I don't think he was. I think he'd be more effective on the left, if I'm completely honest, because that's where he used to play for Hull. So I think it's, I don't know. But yeah, look, we seem to actually keep pressing after going in front as well, which was quite nice to see against Mansfield.
It was a nice change.
That makes it, after such poor sort of away form, that was 3 away league wins in a row, which is fantastic for us.
4 including Port Vale.
Yes, that's in the league. Yeah. Predictions. Just a quick shout out. I got another one right. So am I 2 ahead of you now? Am I 2 ahead of you? I'll push off your chair. Am I 2 ahead of you? Yes, I'm 2 ahead of you.
Ryan.
So I went for 2-1. Got it right. I'm coming into my own. Quick rundown of the league. So Birmingham still top, blah, blah, blah. Wickham at second with 64 points. We are third with 61. Stockport are 4 points back on 57 and have played a game more. Huddersfield are 6 back on 55 and Leyton Orient are in 6th on 53.
So annoying that Birmingham have only played 30 games though.
I know, and they're still 9
points
ahead of us.
So let's talk about Peterborough. It's the Vertu Trophy semi-final, and it will be taking place at the Stoke High Ras on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I just said
I'm joking.
Wednesday, the 26th of February, and kick-off is actually at 7:30, like obviously the previous games. So Peterborough are actually the current holders of the Vertu Trophy.
Yeah, they beat Wickham in the final last season 2-1.
I don't know.
I think so.
So it's quite a big game on Tuesday. Wednesday. Yeah. Oh, for crying out loud. Wednesday. I'll just say next week or this week.
Yeah.
Because obviously last week, Birmingham beat Bradford City. Yeah, Bradford City did hold their own quite a bit, to be fair. But yeah, they ultimately won. So they are already in the Vertu Trophy final, which will take place at Wembley on April the 13th, which I believe is a Sunday, isn't it?
Correct.
That's so at the game on Wednesday, there are 3 stands open. The Macron stand, basically the temporary stand's closed.
Yeah.
At the moment, we don't know,
We'll see. There are lots of tickets left.
They have sold over 5,000.
Yeah, so but there's still a lot.
So left. But at the moment it's just the 3 stands with the temporary stand closed. As Ryan said, there are still lots of tickets left. So Peterborough play in blue. Their away shirt is white, and their third shirt is the Bruce, which is like a yellowy, bluey, purpley, orangey.
No, so you haven't seen it.
I have.
So there's no yellow. I don't know what you're talking
well,
about.
I'm just thinking of a bruise.
Yeah, no, but it's black, purple,
They
and
played
pink.
in it when they played us in the league game, didn't they? So we've beat them twice already this season. So we beat them 2-0 away, obviously at theirs.
Away.
Peterborough, and 1-0 at home. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get ourselves to the final.
Yeah, their top scorer, Kwame Poku, has scored 10 this season, but he hasn't played since the 4th of December. It's looking like he's going to be out for 3 to 4 months, so we don't need to worry about him. 1-0 winners away at Huddersfield on Saturday. They're 20th in League One on 34 points. They've won 9, drawn 7, lost 16. They've only won 2 of their last 13 in the league. They've only won 3 away all season, and they've only actually played 1 away game in this season's EFL Trophy. All the other games to get to this point have been at home. Predictions.
So predictions. I'm gonna go through. Well, no, I'm not. I'm gonna go 2-0.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go for 4-1. I'm going to throw a wild card out because it's the Vertu Trophy game. Yeah?
I suppose anything could happen, couldn't
it? Quick comment from Koatar. She said, we're not going to catch Birmingham in the league. With Wickham dropping points left and right, I don't see why we can't snatch second from them and get automatic promotion. We can't beat Birmingham in the league, but we sure as hell can beat them in the Vertu Trophy.
Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
It'd be nice.
At least we'd beat them at something.
We're also playing Bolton this week on Saturday.
I'm excited about this game.
Are you?
Yes.
It's our 33rd league game of the season. It's on Saturday, the 1st of March, and it's a 12:30 kickoff. It's home at the Stoke Kai Ras. They play in white. Away shirt's green. Third shirt is purple, pink, and blue. It's weird. Last game with them was a 1-0 win in the Vertu Trophy quarter-final on the 11th of February, not that long ago. And the last league game was a 0-0 draw away on the 18th of August, which was actually our second league game of the season. Top scorers, Will Evans with 11. They beat Leyton Orient 2-1 on Saturday.
Because Mansfield have got a Will Evans in their team as well.
Yeah, well,
so that must be weird. When
I think the one Mansfield have got is the Will Evans that used to play for Newport, I think. I'm sure he scored against us when we played them before. I'm not sure. Don't listen to me, but I think so. They're 8th on 53 points at the moment. They've won 16, drawn 5, lost 11. They won their last three league games and 5 of their last 6. So Stephen Schumacher's doing something pretty decent with them at the moment. Prediction, Sean?
1-0.
That was mine. I'm going to go 2-1. Okay, just to be different.
Banging.
Quick shout out for Dragon Chat. So it's a mental health peer support group. They run 2 weekly Zoom calls. One is on Monday at 8 p.m. and that is for women. The other one is on Thursday. That's at 7 p.m. and that is for men. If you want to get on them calls, go onto the Wrexham AFC website, go to the community tab, and then scroll down to health, and you'll find Dragon Chat in there. It's also in the description of this video if you are watching us on YouTube, or you can follow them on social media. It is at DragonChatWXMFC on X or at dragonchat.bsky.social.
Got a bit of windy pops there,
yeah,
darling.
a little bit. That's right. Recording straight after dinner, does yeah. On Blue Sky. So yeah, there we go. Woo!
Didn't see it.
I keep doing that every single week, don't I?
Yes.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Quiz this week is which is higher?
I'm not sure I like these ones, but anyway.
No, it's a bit different. So I'm going to.
We know that I don't like anything different.
I am going to give you two things that have numbers associated with them. You just need to tell me which of them numbers is higher. Remember, higher. It's got to be higher. So two things, both have numbers associated. You need to tell me which one's higher. Okay?
Okie doke.
Are you ready for the first one? It will become obvious once you do the first one.
Yeah, okay, good.
Number one, Matty James' squad number or Wrexham's home league goals this season.
Wrexham's league goal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's incorrect. So Matty James is 37. We have scored 32 home league goals this season. So you get the idea now, yeah? Okay, first one was wrong. Okay, number two. League games since Ollie Palmer last scored a goal. Or times Tom O'Connor has been in the starting lineup this season. Which is higher?
Tom O'Connor.
It is Tom O'Connor. He's actually started 20 games for us this season. It's been 16 games since Ollie last scored. Number three, Owen O'Connell's age or league goals conceded this season. It's my stomach. It's my stomach. I don't know if the mics pick that up, but it's my stomach. Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna go goals conceded.
It's not. It's Owen O'Connell's age. Unfortunately, we have conceded 28. Owen's 30 or 29. Can't remember. Anyway, it's higher. Number four. James McLean yellow cards or left-footed goals.
Is this just this season, yellow cards?
Yeah, not his career, because that'll be in the hundreds, wouldn't it?
I don't think he's had that many, so I'm going to say the left foot.
It is left-footed goals. He's got 9 yellow cards this season. But
that's good for James McLean.
I'm not sure it is. And
you know what I mean.
Left-footed goals, we've scored 12.
Yay.
There we go. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Last one. Goals scored from outside the box.
Yep.
Or the amount of games we have lost this season. They're all quite tricky.
The games lost this season.
No, that's 7. Goals scored from outside the box is 9.
Yeah,
I had to change that quite hurriedly because it was 8. But Max obviously scored from outside the box. So you got
3 out of 5.
You didn't. You got 2 out of 5. Yeah. Stop trying to add an extra one in there.
Darn it!
Yeah. So you only got 2. So unfortunate. You hit the highs of 5 out of 5, and you haven't been able.
Just rolling it like Wrexham do.
Yeah, up and down.
Up and down. So next week I'll be flying again.
But you were up and you've been down, haven't you? So you just need to pick it back up again now. Yeah.
Yeah, why do you keep putting Marty James?
It's autocorrect, unfortunately. I
saw it before and I was like, who the hell's Marty James?
Yeah, I put Matty James.
Sounds like a Marty!
And Microsoft PowerPoint does not like Matty. It goes, I think you'll find you mean Marty. And it's like, no, PowerPoint, I do not. I mean Matty. So, yeah, and unfortunately, it is
Marty,
what it is.
I quite like that, Marty James.
Marty.
I mean, Matty won't, obviously, because that's not his name, but anyway.
Yeah, look, thank you very much for joining us this week. A little bit hurried, but we hope we've...
Well, it's been an hour.
Done you proud. No, I mean hurried, put together.
Oh, right. Obviously, on Wednesday, because Ryan is working, I will be going to the football with other people. So there won't be a live because I'm just so bad at them. But when we play Bolton on Saturday, we'll be doing a pre-show and a post-game analysis thingy.
Yeah,
So
I think what everyone should do is comment on this video, show Sian a little bit of love, and tell her that you think that she should do a live, because she is good enough to do them without me. She doesn't need me holding her hand. So show her some love and tell her that you would like her to do a live, because I think you'd be really good at doing it.
You're so full of crap.
I'm not at all. I think people let you know, and they should show you how much that they believe in you, because I believe in you and I think you should do it. But there we go. I'll leave that up to Sian.
Show myself up.
Not at all. I want you to do it and, get us out there. Whatever.
Get us out there, baby.
Anyway, thanks very much for joining us. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.